7:15 on this morning. Coming up in the next 15 minutes on Breakfast Time.
We certainly need cooking oil. And we're out of crisp bread, but do you really want any more? I don't mind buying you slimline margarine or crisp bread when you ask for it. But you never eat any. There's your toast. You just undo the packet and take out a couple of slices and you go straight back to eating bread again. Terry, you are spreading butter on your tie.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was slimline margarine.
It doesn't really matter what it is.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I really love about breakfast television is the way it encourages stimulating conversation.
Aren't you a little bit scatty with it all?
Look, could we please turn it off just for a minute? I want to know whether you can pick me up to go shopping after work. Oh, Terry, please listen to me.
I am listening to you.
Oh, really? What did I just say?
You said, oh, Terry, please listen to me.
Yes, and what did I say before that?
Well, no, I wasn't listening.
That
Oh, June, don't do that. I mean, watching the news helps me digest my breakfast.
Oh, if you want news, I'll give you some news. Just imagine that I'm in a little box.
Yeah?
Good morning and welcome to TV Medford's Breakfast Special. Travel news first. Uncertainty still hangs over the scheduled lift offered to weekend shopper, blonde, petite, June Medford.
Petite?
Aging, slightly overweight travel chief said.
There is no one answering that description of the present address. However, handsome, craggy Charles Bronson lookalike Terence Medford said, yes, he will pick you up after the office hours.
Thank you, darling.
Good. Can I have it back on again? I'm missing my stars. Oh, and the post arrived.
I get it.
This bloke's always right, you know. Yesterday, he said I've got to beware of internal eruptions at the office. And after lunch, I had shocking indigestion.
There's a death in the family.
How do you know? Been reading the tea leaves?
A letter with a black border.
Oh, crikey. It can't be anybody close, otherwise those telephones.
Well, who's it from?
I know it. Can't even read it. I don't even know if it's in English. What do you make of that handwriting? Whoever wrote that must be shaking with emotional drink.
It's from your Uncle Bob.
In that case, it's drink. No, in that side of the family. If it wasn't for that side of the family, 3 northern breweries would go bankrupt.
Dear Terence and family, you no doubt will share our sadness to hear that great Uncle Charlie has passed on.
Oh, no, not great Uncle Charlie.
He hoped to celebrate his 96th birthday in a fortnight. Wow. But it was not to be.
Oh, what a shame.
He changed a lot in the last year, and on Tuesday last he was in the bricklayer's arms when he suddenly collapsed.
Well, I hope that was a pub.
He was always very fond of you.
Yeah, and I was always very fond of him.
If you could come up for the funeral, I know he'd be very pleased wherever he is. It's on this Saturday.
Well, that's tomorrow.
2:30 at Fernwood Crematorium.
2:30? I mean, it's a drive of nearly 200 miles.
Apart from great Uncle Charlie, we are in quite good health.
Well, he can't be in much worse health than Uncle Charlie.
Although, this past winter, we've all been under the doctor one way or another, hoping this finds you the same. Your Uncle Bob. Are you going to go?
Oh, I'll have to. I mean, none of my side of the family will go. I mean, they disapproved of old Uncle Charlie.
Oh, was he the black sheep?
No, he was an old ram. he was still chasing women in his 80s. Only downhill, of course.
Well, if you're going to go tomorrow, I'm coming with you.
Oh, they'd appreciate that. And while you're in the town, get some flowers for him, will you?
Oh, yes. What do you think he'd like?
Well, I don't think it matters. He's hardly likely to see him, is he?
But the family will. Shall I get a wreath?
Oh, don't get a wreath, no. Always reminds me of funerals.
That is what we're going to.
Oh, I think he used to contribute an exhibition towards the exhibition at the flower show.
What, flowers?
No, giant marrows.
We can hardly arrive with a bunch of giant marrows.
I don't know, probably appeal to his sense of humour.
I'll get the florist to make up a bouquet.
The only bouquet he ever liked was the one that came out of a bottle. Oh, what a rogue he was. I remember the day I left school. I didn't get any prizes, but I got one from Uncle Charlie. I watched everybody leaving with their books and certificates. And when it was over, he came over to me. He didn't say anything. He just put his arm round me and slipped something into my hand. It was a Gold watch and chain.
Oh, how marvellous.
I wish I'd still got that watch and chain.
Oh, what happened to it?
I had to give it back. He'd nicked it off the headmaster. Ah, he's picked a nice day for it.
Must be early, we're the only car here.
That's what comes of holding the funeral on a Saturday afternoon.
What?
All his chums will be at the football.
Oh, surely not.
Oh, yeah, he'd have been there himself if he hadn't been shown the red card. Still, I'm glad I insisted on red and yellow flowers, though.
Why?
It's his team's colours. Ah, yeah. 2:30, Mr. Charles T. Medford. Kick off 2:30. Now, I was thinking about the football still.
Should we go in?
I'll have a look.
Anyone there?
No.
Oh, excuse me. We're here for the 2:30 service.
Oh, please go in and find yourselves seats.
Well, it would be hard, would it? I mean, there's hardly a mad scramble for them.
Actually, there's just been a phone call to say the main party has been delayed. Their mini coach has broken down.
Mini coach?
Oh, the supporters club are turning up after all.
Shall I take your flowers?
Oh, thank you. They are very late.
Won't bother Uncle Charlie. He's not going anywhere. Is it like a wedding?
What?
Well, does it matter which side?
I don't think Uncle Charlie will mind.
Well, we'll go where he used to play football. Centre half. Nice music.
I don't recognise the tune, though.
Probably something they record for undertakers, you know. The top 20 best-loved laments. Music to mourn by.
It's very restful.
Yes, yes,
It's peaceful.
yes. Mind you, there's not a lot happening, is there?
Terry, have you...
Yeah?
Well, have you ever thought, when your time comes, how you intend to go?
Very reluctantly.
But I mean, you know, what sort of funeral you'd like.
Well, I've always wanted to be buried like a Viking.
Viking?
Yes.
You mean in one of those silly helmets with the horns?
No, the Viking burial ritual. Did you see that film with Kirk Douglas in? They lay you in a long bloat and they fire flaming arrows into you and set you adrift on the open sea.
That'd cause a bit of a stir in Purley, won't it?
Oh, well, they are late, aren't they? Oh. Fancy a game of I Spy?
Perhaps we better just sit here quietly and think about Uncle Charlie.
Yes, yes, you're absolutely right. I'll sit here and think of Uncle Charlie.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, I was thinking of his giant marrows. You know, before one autumn show, he actually sat on his prize exhibit all night to save the frost getting to it. And in the morning, he said he was frozen to the marrow.
I am so dreadfully sorry.
Oh, it's quite all right. We heard you'd had trouble.
Were you friends of my father's?
He was my husband's great-uncle.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know he had a daughter.
No. Well, I've been abroad for some years now with my own family.
Oh, well, he always was a bit of a dark horse, wasn't he? I was just chuckling about the things he used to get up to.
Well, it was a great sadness to lose him, of course, but he'd had a long and a happy life.
Just what I said coming up in the car. And what better way to go than in the warmth and comfort of his favourite pub?
Pub. But they said that he'd passed away in the pulpit.
Oh, no. No, you must have misheard. It was a pub.
But they definitely said pulpit.
Perhaps that was the name of the pub.
It was the Bricklayer's Arms.
The Bricklayer's Arms?
Well, that's what it said in the letter we received.
Well, perhaps he was handing out religious leaflets.
She takes after him, you know.
He was always very active in clubs and public houses.
Oh, yes, I've seen him at it. His elbow used to work overtime.
Yes. Well, I think I'll go and help some of his elder colleagues off the minibus.
Oh, dear, they've been knocking it back already, have they?
No, certainly not. They're advanced in years and they've had a very long and tiring journey.
Oh, well, there's a garden of rest round the back.
Terry?
No wonder Uncle Charlie never mentioned her. I mean, she's a bit stuck up, isn't she?
That's just what I was thinking. We have come to the right chapel, haven't we?
Yeah, it was on the board.
But you seem to be talking about two entirely different people. I mean, can you see Uncle Charlie handing round religious leaflets?
Not sober, no, but after you'd had a drink, he'd do anything for a laugh.
Why did she think he died in the pulpit?
Well, perhaps it was her polite way of saying he was in the loo at the time. I mean, look how posh she talked. Uncle Charlie's colleagues. I mean, you and I would have said his workmates.
Workmates?
Yeah, well, the last job he had was sweeping up for the council. I expect a gang of road sweepers are going to come in any minute. Uncle Bob will sort it out when he gets here.
Good.
Oh, here they are.
Which one is Uncle Bob?
None of them.
They don't look much like road sweepers either, do they?
Not much, no.
So either Uncle Charlie had a religious conversion, or we are at the wrong funeral.
Let's slide out quietly.
Terry,
Yes,
how are we going to get out?
more to the point.
What?
How are we going to get our flipping flowers back?
I hope Uncle Bob at least gave you the right address.
It wasn't his fault they changed the time of the service. In any case, I've been here before, in happier days when this house was full of song and laughter. Things are bound to be different today, though.
Terry and Joe, we thought you weren't coming. Come on inside. Terry and Joe.
Things don't seem to be that different.
Oh.
You'll have face to eat in here. Mother, it's Terry and June.
Terry and June. Oh,
I told you they weren't stuck up.
Terry.
Auntie Madge.
Hey, they went to the wrong funeral.
The wrong funeral. Charlie would have enjoyed that.
sorry we missed the service.
Oh, it was lovely. I cried.
Aye, we all cried.
Even I cried.
You really cried.
You know, the place was awash. If the vicar hadn't been amplified, he wouldn't have been heard.
Now, come and sit down here between us.
Oh, hey, I'll be back in a tick. Johnny, turn down that ruddy music.
This is Billy Weston, Charlie's best friend.
Hello, Billy.
I were with him when he went.
Oh,
Here 1 minute, gone the next.
Oh, it was sudden then?
Aye, sudden. Merciful sudden.
I'm glad you got here eventually.
Yes, well, I thought my side of the family ought to be represented.
Oh, I never expected any of them to come. We were never very close.
That's how I want to go.
sorry?
Sudden.
Uncle Charlie was brother to your mother's father's half-sister. So he was only half-brother to your mother's father.
Yeah, well, of course, he would be, wouldn't he?
When I hear the final trump, that's how I want to go.
Sudden.
Sudden.
Now, that was on account of your mother's father's mother marrying twice. She had Charlie and my mother Nellie by grandfather Archie. Oh, but he went after the Great War. She took up with grandfather Ernest. Your great-grandfather.
Oh, yeah, great-grandfather Ernest.
He would have been your mother's father's... Oh, no, wait a minute, have I got that right? Yes. Grandfather Ernest was your mother's father's father.
Auntie Madge?
No, don't stop me. I'm nearly there. Oh, but he's been dead now. Oh.
Billy.
It was the landlord's fault. It
What
was the
was?
landlord's fault.
What was?
How long would it be?
How long would what be?
They had this platform, you see,
Who did?
in the bricklayer's arm.
When was the coronation?
Which one?
It was above the bar.
What was?
The platform.
Not the present Queen's, her father's.
They never told us they were having strippers, did they?
Strippers where?
On the platform.
Above the bar.
Was it 37 or 38?
I don't know. We only saw the one.
I'm sure it was 38.
Yeah, well, perhaps they sent the rest home after Charlie had snuffed it.
I think Auntie Madge is talking about the year.
What year?
The year of the coronation.
It was a disgusting display.
Oh, wasn't that bad. It'd been all right if it hadn't rained so much.
That young girl up there in front of all those men, wriggling about.
Westminster Abbey?
No!
On the platform above the bar.
Hey, Billy, if you want to refill, you better shift, lad. We just opened up the last barrel.
Well, I'm happy to have met you.
So are we, Billy.
Yes, confused but happy.
Billy was with Charlie when he went.
Oh, yes, so he was saying.
It was that young girl up there, no clothes on, wriggling about. That's what did for Charlie.
Well, I'm not surprised. It would be a shock seeing her like that.
Oh, it wasn't the shock of seeing her.
No, it was the effort of climbing up there to get at her.
Hey, are you driving back tonight, Terry?
Oh, not yes. Well, it's only a few hours down the motorway.
You're very welcome to stay.
Now, if they want to go back, don't try and stop them. And there's Uncle Charlie's will, remember?
He left a will?
Oh, I shouldn't think he'd have much to leave.
Well, we hadn't really. Apart from a spare pair of teeth.
Purley is the other side of London, isn't it?
Yes.
And do you go through Piccadilly Circus on your way back?
Not usually, but we could.
Charlie always loved Piccadilly Circus. He used to say he spent the happiest day of his life in Piccadilly Circus. V-Day 1944.
Really?
Or was it 45?
Aye, the end of the war meant a lot to him.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't you say in the First War he was famous as a hero?
No, as a deserter.
Anyway, now, in this will of his...
Yes. You see, he left more than just a spare pair of teeth.
Well, not much more.
Would you tell me exactly what we're talking about?
His ashes.
What?
Uncle Charlie's ashes.
He was cremated, you know.
Yes, we had heard, yes.
Well, you see, he let it be known that when he passed away, he wanted to be cremated and his ashes scattering in the middle of Piccadilly Circus. Now, that's why I was asking you which way you went home. You see, by the time you get down there, it'll be dark and not many people about. Well, you could just stop the car, get out, do it, and drive on again. And if anyone saw you, they'd think that you were just emptying your ashtray.
Oh, it's asking a lot, I know. But he was always very fond of you, Terry, and I think it'll mean a lot to him. You doing the scattering.
You see, otherwise it means one of us having to make a special trip. And you did say it wasn't out of your way, didn't you? So what do you say, Terry? June?
Wouldn't you? You might quite enjoy a day trip to London.
Yes, and those away-day tickets cost practically nothing, and Uncle Charlie, I think he could travel free.
But none of us can get away for another month at least. And I don't like to think of Charlie just sitting in there.
Sitting?
Sitting in where?
He's in the bottom of the dresser.
Oh, they've done him up beautifully. It's a very simple box, but very stylish.
And could you send it back once you've scattered him? I'm sure we'd all appreciate it.
We haven't said we'd definitely do it yet.
I don't see how we can refuse.
Oh, I knew you'd understand, June. Get him out, will you, Bob? I thought you liked the ham.
What?
The boiled ham. Oh, you haven't touched it.
Oh, suddenly I don't seem very hungry.
There he is. Yeah, it was Mum's idea to wrap him up like that.
I thought you'd feel less embarrassed carrying him. We had this paper left over from Violet's engagement party.
Yes, it would have been a shame to waste that.
I don't know that it's just the paper that Charlie would have chosen himself.
He'd have been more at home in the Sporting Chronicle.
At first, we wrapped him in brown paper, but it only made him look like a brick.
I think the Christmas stickers are going a bit far.
He was always very fond of Christmas.
I think they're very pretty, Auntie Madge. We'll take good care of him.
Oh, I know you will, Joan. And we're very grateful to you both.
You see, we tried to persuade him to have his ashes scattered in the road outside his favourite pub, but he wouldn't have it.
Well, no, he wouldn't, not in his trade.
Why not?
Well, I told you the last job he had was a road sweeper. Oh, what a journey.
Are you just going to leave him in the car?
If we'd left him in the car when we stopped at that motorway cafe, we wouldn't have got home here at 12:32 in the morning.
Well, that was hardly my fault.
Well, it was you. It was you who insisted on taking him into the restaurant.
Well, I kept thinking how awful it would be if the car was stolen.
Oh, well, it wasn't stolen, was it? And if you didn't waste time thinking about all the awful things that don't happen, all the awful things that do happen wouldn't happen.
Well, I think you're being very unfair.
Unfair?
It wasn't me who left him under the chair.
No, it was you who told me to put him there.
Well, I couldn't eat with him on the table.
June, I keep on telling you, you've got to remember, it's not really Uncle Charlie in that box.
You mean it's somebody else?
No, but I mean the real Uncle Charlie, the essence of Uncle Charlie, his spirit, his soul, call it what you like. He's with the angels. Possibly. What is left in that box is virtually nothing. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Well, at least I was the one who remembered we'd left him behind.
After we'd driven nearly 100 miles.
thank goodness that box was still there and nobody'd opened it.
No, that's what they said, but I still maintain that one of those stickers was in a different place. Do you want some coffee?
Well, at this time of the night, keep you awake.
It's one I haven't yet. I'm going to drink this and drive up to Piccadilly Circus and do the deed.
Now? Oh, Terry, you'll be so late.
All the better. There'll be less people about.
Can't you do it in the morning?
No, it'll attract too much attention. I mean, it's not a pinch of salt I'm disposing with. And the only way I could do it unseen is, well, like in that prisoner of war film.
Which one?
Well, you know, they were digging this tunnel and they had to get rid of all the sand. So they made these bags with little holes in the bottom and stuck them down their trousers. And wherever they walked round the camp, they left a trail of sand everywhere.
I don't think that's a very nice idea. Isn't it rather undignified for Uncle Charlie to finish up trickling down the inside of your trousers?
Then I'll have to do it tonight. I'll drive up there, make sure there's absolutely nobody about, and I shall offer up a simple prayer to poor old Charlie, and then I shall cast him to the four winds.
I hope to goodness there isn't a wind.
Why?
He might blow back on you. I'm sorry to bother you again, but are you quite sure there's still no news of him? But it's after 7. Yes, I have. I've phoned all the hospitals twice. Well, he left here at 1 a.m. to drive his Uncle Charlie up to Piccadilly Circus. No, Uncle Charlie isn't missing. He's with my husband. Well, yes, I suppose they are both missing, but only one of them is a man. No, of course Uncle Charlie isn't a woman. He died last week. So why does he want to go to Piccadilly Circus? Well, you're not going to believe this. It's a... Oh, just a minute. I think I can hear him now. No, not Uncle Charlie. At least I hope not. My husband. Terry, he's all right.
Everything is not all right. I'm not all right.
Where have you been?
Have you got a glass of orange juice? My throat is raw.
Yes, of course. There's some in the fridge.
Oh, what a nightmare.
I've been so worried about you. What happened?
I've been talking my head off all night.
Talking? Where?
Bow Street Police Station.
Street? Well, why didn't you phone?
Well, they only let me have one phone call and I plumped for my solicitor.
Solicitor? But you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, scattering ashes isn't a crime, is it?
I haven't scattered anything. I got there, got out of the car, took the box from underneath my coat, and I was jumped on by a plainclothes detective. I'll have to scatter him later when I go back to collect him.
Collect him?
If there's anything left to collect.
Why shouldn't there be?
Poor old devil. Poor Uncle Charlie. So, with his sense of humour, he's probably laughing like a drain at all the carry-on he's caused.
What carry-on? Oh, come on, Terry. Where is Uncle Charlie?
Back at Bow Street being analysed by the drug squad.